So, to start off today with a story, and if you're below a certain age, you might not believe this story to be true, but I guarantee you it is very true. So, once upon a time, up until about my mid 20s, because I'm kind of old, you were able to make a living off of selling computers in retail stores. And this was a thing from before I was born. Like when I was a baby, it was a lucrative job, like a very lucrative job to like on par with like car salesmen, right? Like and the commissions that you could make were huge. And then even when I was like a young adult, it was still good commissions. Like you could make like per sale on a computer sale, like 150 maybe, like good commissions, depending on the structure, right? And then it went through like a rapid decline in the mid 2000s. Like you see, Circuit City closed down, CompUSA closed down, like all these, it's Best Buy's one left, right? And then all of them moved away, like because Best Buy was the first one that they didn't have any sort of commission. They didn't operate off of commissions, right? And that's actually how Best Buy was able to get a big foothold. Was like that was their system, right? Like they didn't operate off of commissions compared to everyone else, so their employees were a lot friendlier, things like that. Now it's like you can't find a Best Buy employee anywhere, but it's at that like they grew off of the opposite model, right? But so the reason why I tell this story is, to me, the SaaS and app market, very specifically, are going through that exact same process as we saw with computer hardware. And a lot of people are going to deny this, flat out say it's not happening, that it can't happen, that it won't happen overall, and that's fine. And then so if you think that you this won't happen, this is the perfect video for you, actually, because what I'm outlining for you is the strategy to build apps and to be able to do it on any level, right? What I'm outlining and showcasing for you in this particular video is that AI can be utilized to build SaaS apps today, not tomorrow, not next year, etc., and that you can actually make money off of these apps and sell them and make a profit and post them on stores and their actual apps, and that you can do all of this in the real world. And like I'll show you a multitude of examples of this, right? And then so if I can do this and I can utilize AI, it's only a matter of time because it gets better and better. And so I do have obviously background, a huge extensive background in IT overall, and then a background in computer languages, and especially really strong background in theory. Right? So none of this is new for me, but what I do see is when these people talk about how it's going to be a lot like 2 or 3 years from now, what it's going to be like, I understand the visions that they're saying within it, right? Because it's going to, like, right now, uh, it's kind of the domain of people like me. Right? And then so it's a smaller community, but that community is only going to grow more and more and more. So when I see people like giving away, like, oh, well, if you're making money off of this, like, why would you give it away? Flat out, the reason why, like, I think that there's a expiration date on this, flat out. Like, I think 2 to 3 years, this doesn't exist. I think it's a gold mine right now. Get in on this and get in on the ground floor right now. I think it's there's not enough competition in this right now because there's not enough people that understand that this is the new status quo. And then so what do I mean by what is this is the new status quo? I mean that you can create apps like React Native, Python, JavaScript, whatever language that you want to create the app in, and you can create them via AI, and they look good, and they function well, and you can sell them, and you can make money off of them, and they do things. And so let's look at a few examples, right? So I guess like the first question is like, how do you build these apps? And then so to me, very straightforward. I'll like go right to it. It's the best thing that exists on the market right now. Like Anthropic, the very best thing that they have ever done is this artifacts, right? Hands down, like this changes the game because it's not only does it build the code for you, but like you don't even have to know how to run or compile React, like or host a React app, which can be difficult in and of itself to host this, right? Which I'll go through in a second as to like how you kind of host these apps and the process that you have to go through within that. But within it, you can see it's here, right? And then I have it published, right? And then so publish here, copy link. If you have this link, you can go to this link and then you can use this app. And then you like, and it's literally here it is, here. And so currently I have right now, and I'm building out more and more every day, 3 apps that I sell exactly like this. When I sell them exactly as Claude artifacts, right? So here's the URL. Here's the app, and I sell them for like $3 each. And then education geared apps is what I sell in this instance. But I see a lot of people a lot of people go off on video games. Like you can create up to Super Nintendo style video games with this. Like creating video games isn't my forte. Like it's not something that I've ever been into. But if you're into creating video games, like and you want to create up to like Super Nintendo level artifacts, Claude right here, and your money. Right? And then other than this, it's just ChatGPT or local model or whatever else that you want to go with, your coding model, and then you just code out the apps. And then you go from there, right? And then you go back and forth. And then if you don't want to go through and have it published as an artifact, then you can publish them to your GitHub repositories. And then from GitHub, you can either host from GitHub specifically, or you can use apps like Netify, and then with that you can have and host your apps and host your websites, and then so this like SaaS Biz in a Box, this website that we're looking at here. This was like I originally had this built out and hosted via Netify, Netify. And so I have actually still a few apps that are hosted on Netify. You can also take it a step further, right? And it doesn't have to be React apps. So as I mentioned at the beginning, like JavaScript-based apps, right? So then also, so these are like, this is the Google Chrome Web Store. This is great because not only does it allow you to host your app, but then you can sell your app here, right? And then so I have right now 4 apps, and then these are all free because I was just playing around, right? Like, and these are my learning how to do this. And then my most used one has 7 users and no reviews. Like no one's ever used it. And I published it in May, so a few months ago now. But I went through this because I wanted to go through the process, like the full entire process of what is it, like how exactly do you post these to like the Chrome Web Store, for example, right? How exactly, if I build an app that utilizes, let's say, Google Docs, how exactly does this my time entry app here, how exactly can I build this out in Google Docs? And then like other things, and then there's at this point a multitude of apps. And then this app that we're looking at here, this is an app that I've developed and sold commercially, and then so I have these artifact apps that I've sold. I have the kind of this level of app that I've sold, and then these Chrome Web Store apps that I've put on web stores and different areas like Gumroad and different things for free, and then some of them for paid on Gumroad, and then also the big ones being like Google Chrome apps, and then custom built apps specifically, and then also React apps, and then so all of these combined, it's like the doors are wide open for anyone that wants to get in on this, right? And then before AI, just to give you ideas, right? Like, so before AI, if you wanted to build out a custom React app, like like what we're looking at here, this would be like $2,000. And I built this in 5 minutes, literally all with AI, right? Everything that we're looking at here is AI in 5 minutes. And then it's all, it works and it's all connected up. So crazy to me that we've already come down to this level, right? But it's just that people aren't aware of this. So this is the bubble that we're operating in right now, right? Like to me, it's the bubble era of going back to my original story, like CompUSA still exists, Circuit City still exists, but they're not going to exist 2 to 3 years from now. And when they cease to exist 2 to 3 years from now, it changes the game completely. But right now, it's, I mean, everyone dive in and scoop and grab your scoops, right? Like, it's like, to me, it's a self-propelling prophecy that this collapses on itself, because there's nothing profitable about this overall anymore. We're going to see rapid price collapses in the software market, just like we saw in the hardware market. There's nothing different about it. There's nothing fundamentally different about it. Like, it's software compared to hardware, so what? Like, it's the same market dynamics are at play now that we saw then. And then, so what we're going to see is the same market dynamics that we saw then, which is a rapid collapse, which is not a bad thing overall, right? Again, if you don't believe me, jump in now. Now is the best time to jump in, especially, like, prove me wrong, right? Prove me wrong by jumping in, making millions of dollars, and then turning it into billions of dollars, and continuing billions of dollars like 3 years from now. If I'm right, then jump in now and make money, and then jump out 2 years from now. But that's where I see all of this going, and I see it right now is the perfect time to get in on this, because you can create pricing that's straight up just beats out everyone else out there, and then everyone is like, well, like, how can you do it, and how can you get this pricing that they do, like the people that don't understand that you can utilize AI to actually do these things, right? Because there's been a lot of, like, misinformation that's been put out, and it continues to be put out to this day around these things. Like, this is all still future tech. Like, AI hasn't been proven to be able to actually do anything as to, like, being able to make money off of it, et cetera, right? And then I mean, here I've shown you 15 apps as we've gone through this video, right? And then I have sold some of these apps that we've gone through, and then some of these apps have turned into other apps like that I can't show, because I've sold them in some instances literally to Fortune 500 companies. So there's definitely money to be made in this. Again, too much money to be made, and I think that, again, there's a ticking time bomb on this industry, and that's my prediction. 2 years out, I'm one to give it all up. So, like, everyone jump in, everyone get in here for the next 2 years. And if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.